at how the form has been put into practice, we do have Matt Belcher here and Cliff Stahl with us today to talk about how Meritage, Hibbs Homes, and Meritage are actually using the form. Are they following currently, how are they following some of those best practices that Sandy had mentioned? Where are they practically plugging and playing the information that they have into the form? And then how are they using it in their process and what kind of results are they seeing? So first going to turn the mic over, if you will, to Cliff from Meritage Homes. As I said before, he is the Vice President of Sales for the Colorado division. And this is just a quick snapshot of that division, but he can talk a bit more about what Meritage is doing in Colorado. The appraisal form has been used as part of their national sales toolkit, if you will. C.R. Harrow from Meritage at the corporate level had mentioned that the most success they've seen so far with this form is in Cliff's market. So welcome again, Cliff. And I'm just going to click through so we don't have any glitches with the system, your form for you in a moment. But if you could start off by giving a high-level snapshot of how you got introduced to the form and how you've been using it recently, that would be great.
Sure. You know, the form was actually introduced to us, as you mentioned, by C.R. Hero. We are very fortunate in Colorado to have a Vice President of Environmental Affairs, and that's C.R. And I can't pay him enough credit for his expertise in the green industry, and then also being able to promote that within our own organization and our sales team. So, you know, we're the 9th largest home builder in the United States, traded on the New York Stock Exchange, but we're the leader in energy efficiency homes, especially in home builders of our size. So you know, we're 2013 Energy Star Partner of the Year. In 2011, we were the Builder Magazine Builder of the Year. So, you know, in my market in Colorado, we're about 500 homes in terms of sales. At least that's what my division president wants me to sell this year. So we're at 211 year to date. So we're well on our way. But with that being said, you know, we use the form obviously to try and create value for our homes. We don't compete a lot on ideally just on price. So tools like this allow my sales team and allow our organization to drive value in the marketplace, where a lot of times it's very difficult to quantify that to buyers. We work closely with our sales team, with CR Hero. When the form came out, I will tell you it was a little bit of a challenge, just from anytime something's new and anytime there's change, it's trying to get people to adapt to it and be able to use the form effectively. So in Denver, we spent a lot of time. I have about 20 salespeople. We spent a lot of time with our sales team in sales meetings, taking the knowledge that they currently have about how to sell homes and then applying it just a little bit differently when they're talking with the appraisers who come in to look at the houses, or when they're filling out. We pre-populate the form, as you mentioned. So being able to have that on site, and then also with our partners at MTH Mortgage, who in Denver does about 92% of the mortgages through our division come through MTH. So their partnership and their collaboration and support in this has been huge as well. You know, we collectively did the forms together for each of the communities, so we actually dedicated a couple of sales meetings to it. So everybody brought their forms in, we used input from CR, and we actually did these as a group with MTH in the room, so that they could get a feel for what we were doing as well. And then we took those forms and PDF'd them, and then got those to MTH. So when the appraisal goes out, that form goes out as well. So we're doing everything that we can to try and drive value, not only with our home buyers, but with the appraisers as well. And this is a huge tool for us to be able to quantify those numbers.
Since you were gracious enough to join us today, you had sent me a sample form of one of the homes that you actually had the information filled out. Wanted to take the opportunity, I'm going to pull that up in just a second here. We'd be remiss if we didn't show actually how you're using it, and I think it's a good opportunity to see from your perspective where you think your information would get, where you would plug and play the information, and also from Sandy's perspective, if she was the recipient of the form, if there were any changes that she might have to it. She took a look at your form, and she took a look at a form that Matt provided me from Hibbs Homes as well. So we're going to...
Well, I hope I got a passing grade.
You did an excellent job. You both did an excellent job. But I think the challenge is with these tools, and we've recently in the Alliance been talking about the multiple listing service as well, and the fields that they're looking to green that system. There's a challenge with creating the tool and then understanding how your information fits into the tool and how to practically use it. And you guys did a great job in that you've got a lot of really good information about your homes in the tool itself. And you were very proactive about learning how to use it and how to implement it as well, just within your building organization. I think it'll be a good opportunity to see what you've done, and then even further how we could tweak that. So I'm just going to pull up some of your best of information.
Sure.
So this is from your, I left for the benefit of the homeowner or buyer, the address information off of here. Of the top, but of course that would be on the top of every one of these pages. But
yeah. So as you're going through the form, obviously what you see here is a lot of pre-populated numbers that we work with. The insulation, we do a spray foam insulation in our homes. Our attic space is conditioned. That's one of the things that, when I was reviewing this form after I sent it in, because I trust my sales team that they're filling these things out, I would have loved to them down in the comment section to maybe add some comments about where the insulation is placed, because in our particular homes that's a very unusual circumstance for us to condition our attic space, and we blow in the insulation into the truss. So that attic space being conditioned allows us a huge opportunity to control the temperature inside of the home and be more energy efficiency with our cooling and heating systems. So in this particular case, the R values were filled in, and then our basements, we do basements in Colorado, so we do not spray foam insulation in our basements. The earth turns out to be a very good insulator, so we do our blanket insulation, and that would be filled in as well. The water efficiency that you see there, we do not do rain barrels or reclaimed systems in Colorado with mine, so those are left blank. We are Energy Star windows, we're low E windows. Those are all, again, pre-populated. One nice thing about being, I don't like to use the word that we're a production builder, but we certainly have some processes, and we are very predictable in terms of what we offer to our home builders from an included feature standpoint. So a lot of this you're seeing is just pre-populated because the salesperson was able to put it in based off of what they have. So Energy Star appliances, as was mentioned by Sandy, we click those boxes because they're there, but certainly we do not provide refrigerators as an included feature in our homes, so we do not check that box.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, we can go down a little bit. We are
Oh, hold on one second, Cliff. I just wanted to mention this is an older version of the form. Just to kind of reiterate, Sandy had mentioned that the range and cooktop doesn't have the Energy Star rating, so they took that off. So just if you're out there and you're a builder and you're planning on using the form, make sure that moving forward you go for the latest version of the form that's available on the Appraisal Institute's website.
Yeah, I should have qualified our statement. We received the new form just recently, so we're going through that same exercise right now of updating all of our homes and our models. So that new form will be coming out, but this happened to be the example that I sent you.
Okay, perfect.
HVAC, we use the SEER system. As Sandy had indicated, people use different rating systems across the country. We're a SEER rated area, so that's populated as well. We also have the opportunity to upgrade our HVAC systems to different SEERs, so you will see different numbers there that could be altered by the salesperson as well when they go through that process, or we can update the form when we hand it to the appraiser. We are an Energy Star home. It's nice to be the Energy Star Partner of the Year, so we love to click that box. The Indoor Air Plus package that you see on the right, we do offer that. So again, that would be something that as option, we would select that box for that particular home.
Okay, and then you just might add information that you don't currently have in the comment section on that as to some of the features that make you qualify for Indoor Air Plus. Is that a fair?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if we do select that, then I would want my sales team to go ahead and just kind of outline a little bit about it and give their 2 cents of what the feature is, what it provides, so that that's there for the benefit of the appraiser.
Okay, great.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, you, please.
Oh, sure. Under the HERS rating that you see there, actually the question that was asked earlier is very appropriate. We are a new home builder, so a lot of times when we have our appraisers coming out, the home may not be completed yet, or the blower door test has not been completed yet, so we don't have an actual rating for them. What we do in Colorado is kind of exactly what Sandy had indicated. We use our model homes, quite honestly, in terms of what those were rated for. So that's an actual home that's in use every day. So we're able to use those HERS ratings, and we provide that. It probably should have been mentioned in the comment section down here that that's what we did use. Our pool of appraisers that we use in Colorado through MTH Mortgage, again, like 90% of our deals go through MTH, so the appraiser pool that we use is quite large, but they're also pretty familiar with us. So as kind of a best practices from this conversation, we're certainly going to take away a couple of Sandy's comments and add that as well, and provide maybe a copy of the HERS score for that particular model, which would be helpful. So thanks for the tips, Sandy.
So, and
may I also suggest that you've got a 14 SEER air conditioning or a HVAC there. It would be helpful to the appraiser and the underwriter. We always got to keep in mind it's not just the appraiser, but the appraiser has to convince the underwriter that this home is different. So what is your, put in the comment section what code requires for either the efficiency percentage or the SEER rating, which can make a big impact on
one.
That's great. Oh, look, I got more red boxes.
Sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure, and I'll say this again, that when someone's watching this later, that we don't miss any comments that might have been made earlier by Sandy.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
And I struggled with this as well. We were actually out at a meeting last week talking in D.C. with folks from the National Association of Realtors, the MLS system. Sandy was out there for the Appraisal Institute and some other groups talking about valuation of high-performance homes. The Department of Energy was there, and they were talking quite a bit about home performance with Energy Star. And it had occurred to me when I looked at this form initially, I was a little confused by both of those being there together. And there was some similar confusion when they were looking at the green fields for the MLS system. Because one said Energy Star and the other one said Home Performance with Energy Star. And my thought was, if you're looking at this and you're not sure, as a new construction focused builder, I don't know how much familiarity you'd have with Home Performance with Energy Star. So we just wanted to clarify that is the, if somebody is rehabbing a home, or it's a homeowner who is looking to have their rater share information on upgrades that have been done to their home, then they would click that Home Performance with Energy Star. And if it's a new home, you would just click Energy Star Home there.
I learned something today. Good.
So that's what that one is.
Okay, perfect.
Actually, you did a great job filling this out. Both of you did. I was impressed to see it. It's the first time I've seen it. I've heard a lot about how you're filling it out, but I'm impressed with it.
Good, good. Well, thanks. I kid a lot, so we don't know each other very well, but I banter around a little bit. And so under her score, those monthly energy savings, that we are very fortunate from a marketing perspective that, again, because it's such a high-profile thing to what it's a huge feature and benefit to our home buyers. We have placards that are in our models that show the actual Energy Star rating, for the HERS information. So the monthly energy savings that you see there, my guess that was taken from the HERS information for that particular model in the model home. So where it says $73 per builder, when it was rated, that's actually what was used.
Okay, so is your suggestion then, Sandy, from that question we had earlier when you were walking through the form, that he would then include the date rated, could be the date rated for the model home, and it could be flagged as being such, and then in the comment section he could say, our model home in the same community was rated on this date. It's a standard package that we're following in this home. We haven't conducted the rating yet, but this is where this particular information is coming from, and then to provide backup. Is that a fair suggestion?
That's correct. That would be a great way to handle it. And it will also remind you that HERS is an index. And the only reason I mention that, I'm not trying to pick on you, but I learned the hard way that it used to be called a score, and the rating system was a little different. When I appraised an older that had been built green, and I received a HERS score. And I questioned the architect about the fact that he called it green when the HERS score was much higher than standard, and found out that the scoring was different a while back. So be sure you use the term index. Some appraisers might not know the difference, but at least I learned the hard way.
Very good. And then certainly from under the comment section, has our energy audit been done? Yes, the comment section. Comments, I think, are huge. I would love to see my sales team do a little bit more. I know it's a standardized form, but we can do as much as we possibly can to show the features that we have in our homes. And I know we're going to dive into that and go through that a little bit, but low E windows, low VOC materials, our high efficiency dual furnaces, CFL lighting. All of this was done when CR and Meritage Homes made a commitment to the green effort some time ago. We spent quite a bit of time. I just lost my screen. So hold on.
Okay. I'm just going to touch on this really quickly. This is just while he's getting his screen back. This is just the walk score for his particular community, and a little bit of additional information that he provided, the site orientation, etc. Cliff, what kind of, since Matt jumped right in there to the results on his end, what kind of results have you seen in the Colorado market in using the form? How has it impacted your values that you've been getting?
It really, two things. One, I would tell you that, and I agree 100% with Matt, we don't sell green, but our homes certainly perform on a dollar value better, but they're safer, they're quieter, they're cleaner, they're more comfortable. I really appreciate the comment that Matt said about not just selling green, but our results have been, I've seen anywhere on appraisals up to, I'm getting in some cases I've seen one that I got $7,500 credit for using our energy efficiency. So, and using this form in particular, I think we'll continue to see trends like that. So up to $7,500 is what I've seen. I'm very in a little different spot than Matt does. My appraisals come through pretty quick and pretty efficiently in terms of, because I'm a production builder or more of a structured builder than that. So I've been very fortunate that our appraisers have embraced the form here, and that we continue to see that we're getting credit, and I hope that we continue to get even more credit. So if there isn't an appraisal that comes through that I shouldn't be getting credit for when we're building homes.